What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Everyday Minimalist. And as you can tell, we're not inside the studio. And to be completely honest with you, my mental health has been suffering quite a bit because I've just been cooped up in the studio, making videos, editing, shooting pictures. And I wanted to share with you guys one of my biggest passions of all time, aside from EDC. I'm actually wrapping this into EDC, you'll see in just a second. But today we're gonna be talking about RC EDC. Now, if you guys don't know what RC means, that means radio control. And it usually incorporates a vehicle, whether it be an airplane, an RC crawler, an RC buggy, whatever it is. I've done pretty much everything aside from helicopters because those kind of get sketchy, but you know, you have a transmitter or remote and then an RC vehicle. This is my brand new VS410 Phoenix from Vanquish. So it came as a kit. Just imagine big boy Legos, and there's a lot going on underneath it. I'll go over everything about this vehicle in this video, and then as well as my EDC kit that I bring with me every single time I go out and run these vehicles. Now, these RC rigs are extremely capable and technical. Like I said before, this was a kit. It pretty much is big boy Legos. So it came in a bunch of different parts and pieces. And with those parts and pieces means that we have to maintenance these vehicles, especially if you get a breakdown on a trail or something like that. I'll usually bring this type of kit in a sling bag so it's nice and lightweight, especially if we're going on an extended hike. And I guess I'll just tell you what this thing is all about. If you guys aren't interested in watching this portion of the video, just skip on ahead to the RC EDC portion of the video. But I'm extremely proud of this thing, the Vanquish VS410 Phoenix. All right, I'm gonna show you this kit from this view just because it's a little bit easier, but it's got upgraded Vanquish method wheels that are true beadlocks. So it literally has individual screws for the top ring, as well as brass wheel hubs. Those are then wrapped with the Proline Crawler TAs or BF Goodrich licensed tires on all four corners. Just absolutely beautiful. I did go ahead and paint this with an OD green and I absolutely love it. It does have LEDs that are controlled from my new DX6 rugged transmitter or controller. And then let's go ahead and open this thing up. It has a couple body clips. Put that somewhere where it can't fall onto the ground. And then the entire shell just pops off like that. So like I said before, this is a pretty technical rig. It's got a ton of moving parts such as 80mm incision shocks on all four corners. It's got a 5-channel SR515 receiver. So that means that it's got a bunch of shifting servos. This thing has a full-blown VFD twin transmission, which again means that it can shift in a bunch of different places. We'll cover that in a second. The main servo is a Reefs RC Raw 500, and a servo is basically what turns the wheels. So look at this. Yeah, it's extremely fast and extremely twitchy. I mean, crazy, right? That then is paired with the Fusion Pro motor and ESC combo. This thing is absolutely awesome. Like I was saying before, it has 2 servos in it to actually run the gearing inside this thing. This one right here is going to be overdrive, so it has adjustable overdrive. And by the way, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, this hobby gets extremely intense, and this is a very high-end rig. I think I have over $1,000 worth of parts in it. But if you're interested in seeing more of this stuff, let me know in the comment section below. Hit that like button if you're enjoying it. The next servo on this piece is going to be the dig unit. It basically locks up the rear wheels so that way the front can still free spin and really get more control, whether you're going downhill on something, if you need to do tight turns, stuff like that. And again, this is all controlled off of different channels on my transmitter, so it's pretty sweet. Here's the undercarriage. It's got really cool skid plates going on along with steel links, full-blown F10 axles. Portals on this thing give it a ton of high clearance, and then we've got an empty fuel cell. I'm extremely excited about this thing because the DX6 rugged, it's so good, man. It feels so robust. I added on a lanyard to this thing. But yeah, this is my new baby, and I am gonna beat the absolute out of it. I don't even care. It's going to be such a good performing machine. You guys may have seen my Jeep in other videos. That is an SEX 10.2. It's about 8 years old now, so it was time for me to just get this thing going. It took me about 3 days to build, and then to tune everything. I burnt out some servos, all that stuff. Anyways, it's dialed in and ready to go. This video is brought to you by House of Blades, a close channel partner of Everyday Minimalist. They're a dealer located in Fort Worth, Texas, and have one of the coolest shops that I've ever had the privilege a visit. But let me tell you why you should get your next knife or any EDC item at House of Blades. First off, they stock some of the most popular brands that you may have heard of, like Benchmade, Spyderco, ZT, Kershaw, We Knives, Chris Reeve Knives, and Koenig, and a bunch of others. The second thing is they're actually hooking us all up with a really cool discount, so if you use code EDM on checkout, that will get you 10% off your entire order. I'll leave an affiliate link in the description below. That doesn't cost you anything extra. Just click on that link and then just go browse. The third thing is, if you want to really personalize whatever products you get from House of Blades, you can. Just shoot them an email or give them a call and send over your files to them, and they can actually laser engrave whatever you want onto pretty much any product that they offer. Trust me, I've been to that laser engraving room and those lasers are absolutely insane. I absolutely love and trust House of Blades, and without them, I wouldn't be able to do what I do here on YouTube, so thank you for that. And of course, thank you to all of you guys watching this ad, but let's get back to the video. Oh my God, it's pretty hot out here, I'm not gonna lie. So like I said before, I've been doing this hobby for about 20 years and I've learned a ton while doing it. I've had experiences with RC bashers, crawlers, if we're talking about monster trucks, truggies, pretty much anything that you can possibly think of when it comes to RC. I haven't really shared it a ton with this channel just because I was like, how do I wrap that in? But a lot of people have been mentioning like, hey, you should do more RC content. So I thought, hey, why not just make some RC videos and see how you guys like it. Of course, I don't expect this video to do too well just because it's not really in the algorithm, but I just really wanted to have some fun and get my creative juices going again. Okay, so let's talk about my RC EDC go bag. I don't even know if that's a thing, but it's basically my tool bag that I use whenever I go hiking or camping with my RC vehicles. This will go for bashers, rock crawlers, any RC vehicle that I bring with me, and it pretty much has all of the essentials so that way I can make a repair if I need it in the field. Now back at home, I have a dedicated workshop area that I will work on my vehicles, and that has a bunch more parts. If you guys want to see that, again, let me know in the comment section below. But I pretty much have this thing packed to the brim with everything that I possibly need. So to start off, this is a Tom Talk, I think T21 sling bag. I might correct it, but it's a really nice sling bag in terms of its overall size. It can pretty much fit everything that I could possibly need. The back side is usually where I keep my phone, wallet, and keys, and then moving into the center compartment, that's where all this other extra stuff goes. First thing is going to be an extra battery because you never know when these things will run out of battery, and sometimes I'll go for like a 7-8 mile hike and definitely need one of these. Trust me, it sucks when these things die when you're 5 to 10 miles up a trail and then you have to carry this thing down the entire mountain, and they weigh anywhere between 8 to 15 pounds per rig. So yeah, that's not a fun time whatsoever. An extra battery pack is an absolute must, so that way I can save myself from having to work extremely hard to get this thing down the canyon. Next up is the second most important tool that I could possibly carry with me, and this is going to be the Dynamite all-in-one tool that has a bunch of different hex drivers. And with knives, you guys are used to torque spits. On RC cars, they primarily use hex bits. Now, some older vehicles will use Phillips drivers and stuff like that. That's when you know the car is either really old or really crappily made. But every single bit that comes with this driver is going to be compatible with this kit and a bunch of others. So this single tiny tool is a lifesaver. After that is going to be one of these guys, a tire iron or a baby crawler tire iron. It basically hooks up to any of your wheel nuts, so that way if they fall off on the trail, you can just screw it back on and it's completely good to go. Now this nut driver actually goes inside the transmitter because there's a little spot that you can actually place it. But I wanted to leave this out so you guys can see what that's all about. They usually come with your RC cars if they're a ready to run unit or if you get a kit. I've also got a flashlight in here, and this is just a really simple Olight i3T EOS. It just makes it really easy if I'm trying to inspect something from under the chassis. All this stuff is blacked out, as you can tell, and having a flashlight, even if it's broad daylight outside, will really help out and tell me what's going on with the vehicle if it ever does break down. I'll usually bring a bigger flashlight with me if I'm going on a nighttime hike or something like that with a crawler. After that, we've got the trusty Leatherman Free P4. This is probably the RC enthusiast's best tool because it's a needle nose plier along with a bunch of other tools built inside it. You've got scissors and stuff like that, but my primary use for this thing is the needle nose pliers, just a really good survival tool slash tool to work on your vehicle. All right, zip ties. These are a big deal because things have broken. So like these link joints here, screws will fall out and stuff like that. And I've actually used these things to zip tie the links together and pretty much make it down the trail if that's the case. But you can use zip ties for pretty much anything. Just carry some zip ties, whether it's 3 or 4. If you're an RC enthusiast, you'll understand what they're all about. After that, we've got some spare parts boxes, and these all include extra wheel nuts if I need an additional driver that's sized up. I've got rod ends in here, servo horns. These are just all extra parts, so that way I don't have to run back to my car or even run back home to fix the vehicle while I'm out and about. These extra parts came in on a clutch. Actually, last weekend when I went up the canyon with Balin, he lost a drive shaft pin, and I actually had to pull one of these out and save the day for him. Otherwise, he would be in limp mode, basically carrying the entire truck up a 2-mile trail. Grab yourself some hardware organizers and slap it into your sling bag. It really does save some time if something does happen to your rig. Last but not least, bring a pocket knife or some sort of blade. You never know when you could use it, especially if you're going hiking. I mean, I don't know who goes on a hike without a blade. You can use it for self-defense if you need to work on your RC vehicle. If you need to cut anything, a blade is a fantastic tool to have. And like I said, I was going to carry the Urban Miso all month long, and that's what's in my pockets today. But there you guys go, my RC, EDC, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's just a go bag. So that way, if this thing breaks, I can just fix it on the spot. I don't think there's a single video on YouTube chatting about RC EDC. And I just wanted to make this video for the hell of it. It's just extremely fun to me personally. The hobby is absolutely amazing, and I really do want to bring this content to the channel, because if you guys think that I'm an enthusiast in terms of EDC, just wait until you see how deep I get into RC. Leave a comment in the comment section below if you're into RC and want to see more of this content. If you're kind of about it, then go watch a different video on my channel. I have hundreds and hundreds of videos there. I appreciate you guys spending your time with me today, and I think I'm going to close out this video with some milky smooth RC B-roll. I've never done it before, so don't judge me. You guys enjoy and have an awesome rest of your day, and we'll catch you on the next one. Watch this B-roll.